I'm here with Susanne Dannheim of GW SAAC's Leadership Committee as they kick off their 4Rs campaign, we can call it. Is that a fair thing to say?
Absolutely.
How are you doing through all this? You're at home. You said you were just left DC a little bit ago. You're back at home in Florida. What's it been like for you, and how are you kind of going through these 4Rs?
Well, I am very fortunate as my sport is cross country and track. Quarantine and especially in Florida, running doesn't get taken away from me. So I start off every day with a long run to kind of just, spend some time outside, not feel like I'm trapped indoors. And I'm actually working, so I kind of am using this time to refocus on a couple like passion projects of mine, and also reconnect with a couple of my old bosses, people that I've worked for over the years, really mainly in DC and through GW. And I'm taking that time to do anything I can for them remotely, especially as right now there are a lot of businesses that are under a lot of pressure. So my main thing I'm doing right now is working for Switch Pitch. It's a company I work for as a sophomore. I'm doing sales calls for them, trying to boost the businesses, basically their operations during the down period.
And the 4Rs, if you want to go into it quick and explain to the people what the 4Rs are.
Right. So I have to give all of SAAC eBoard a lot of credit on this one. It wasn't my idea. Everyone kind of collaborated. We were sitting during a SAAC eBoard meeting saying, what can we do to make sure that student athletes at GW really feel a sense of community, especially as, these are very stressful, unprecedented times. And a lot of people just, are experiencing a lot of change in their personal lives, whether it's with athletics or not. So what we came up with was the 4Rs campaign, where each team is challenged, each team in the GW athletic department is challenged to send us and kind of come up with what their team is doing to relax, raise high, refuel, and repeat. So relax, what are you doing during this quarantine period to kind of get away from all the stress of the world. A lot of teams have been sending in videos of them baking, some teams, video games, finding new hobbies and activities. Refuel is what are some things that you're doing, any like interesting snacks or meals that you're coming up with, kind of also as like an entertainment element to distract from everything that's going on. And then raise high, obviously we're all athletes, and while we can't necessarily compete or practice together, people are trying to stay fit the best they can. So we have had a lot of athletes send in videos of at-home yoga, them going on runs, even some people in like a makeshift at-home lift session. Mm-hmm. And then repeat is we are encouraging all of the teams participating in the campaign to kind of pass on the baton to another team.
What about your sense of the rest of the student athlete community, not only at GW, but other peers that you have at colleges and universities across the country? What's your kind of sense of how everybody's doing right now?
I have to say, I am a little bit of an old soul when it comes to social media and technology, but I think that if there are any positives to walk away from watching my generation, it has been the way we have utilized technology and social media to help others and create a sense of community, really like not just in the athletic department, but, around the country and around the world and around, as a university community at large. It's been amazing to watch the way people have started up Instagram campaigns, whether that's like to boost awareness for mental health as it's a tough time. A lot of people are stuck indoors. A lot of people really rely on social connection that they're not getting at this time. And so the way that my generation has used, and a lot of university students have used technology and social media to bridge that gap, I think is really impactful.
Maybe for the people that don't know GW and don't know Raise High, what does Raise High mean for maybe somebody that's not an athlete or doesn't know what that means?
Yeah, I think over my time at GW, I'm a senior and I'm graduating, obviously. The definition of Raise High has changed a lot as I've learned more about the community in GW. Raise High is the emblem of determination and commitment and respect that we represent as athletes. And raising high, it's not about, it's what makes you an athlete, but it's also not about the athletics. It's about the community and the people that we are fostering every day in our actions and in our words and our thoughts. And that's kind of what I think the 4Rs campaign represents. It's, we're not really accountable in these circumstances that we're living in right now. We're not really accountable to our coaches, our administrators, our department, because of the way life looks like right now. And yet, as we're raising high, we are demonstrating through this campaign and through everything else that we're doing as student athletes right now, that we are still accountable, because that's who we are as people. That's what the department has taught us.
The last R, repeat, trying to get people across the country to continue to do this kind of a thing. Do you guys have more plans for engagement and connection as you guys continue to advance the 4Rs?
Yeah, we will definitely stay very active in terms of social media and publicizing what different teams are doing to make sure everyone kind of is on the same page. We looked into a couple other things, like doing a virtual yearbook. Our initial plans were to do a real yearbook for the athletic department, which was going to be like a fun thing to initiate and keep people active and engaged. Unfortunately, there are shipping issues and logistics that come into play, and we can't rely on any of those unknown factors. But yeah, we're looking at doing a virtual yearbook. We're definitely going to stay active on social media, and I encourage any athletes, student athletes, or administrators who have ideas to come to us, because we are very eager to keep up the momentum.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Susanne. Stay safe down there in Florida. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll talk soon.
Right back at you.
Thank you.
All right. Sounds good.